Hello and welcome to the Collapse Experiment. So today I'm going to do a update on my workout slash diet plan for the year. Some new things, but the most surprising thing is that somehow I have not missed a day of working out since I started, which was actually New Year's Eve. So today was leg day. Did that this morning. Bunch of squats. Romanian deadlifts, calf raises. And so far, I have to say, I must be keeping my protein levels high because next day soreness has not really been an issue. I'll wake up and I can feel it, but it's not. There's been times where it's just been like debilitating in the past, and it's usually a hard workout, hard day of work. My diet wasn't adequate for what it is I was doing. If you don't feed your body the things it needs, it's not going to do the things it needs to do. So, weights have already been going up. Started easy last week with arms, chest and back. Got my old chin-up bar back. I was able to put the brackets up for sliding that in the doorway. It's the old P90X chin-up bar. I still have mine. I've seen so many of those sold at garage sales. One thing I learned the hard way was with the chin-up bar, I got my old resistance bands out. Old. As in, one of them, it was a green band. I don't know like what the equivalent resistance or weight was supposed to be. I remember using it quite often back in the day. But like halfway through a set, I was doing tricep press downs, and all of a sudden the band snapped, and the handle came off. And then I did the math, and I was like, damn, that thing was over 10 years old. So I know that stuff breaks down over time. So I wasn't surprised. I know later I'll have to replace that. I have extras. I don't know how old those are. And I think, where was that? There was someplace, I think it was recently, where I bought a set of resistance bands. Not as good as the old ones that I had. The type where they're different colors, and you can link them together to the handles to get the resistance that you want. I don't know, I might try using those and see if they're any good. So yesterday, went to the local Amish store. If you're in the Cadillac area, it's called Pine View over in McBain. Huge farming community over there. Tons of dairy farms. And there's this store, and they carry like surplus food. It's a lot of stuff that restaurants would use. So when you go there, it's almost like shopping at Gordon Foods, but huge discounts with a lot of stuff. And so you could get like a big can of quarter sliced tomatoes, stuff like that. And it'll be like 2 big ass cans for $2.50, stuff like that. Where it's like if you went to the store, it would have been like $6-7 for one can. So I go there yesterday, and primarily I was looking for like whey protein shakes, stuff like that, because occasionally they have that for super cheap. Last time I was there, I got Gold Standard whey protein in the bag, and the bag of it was like $4.50. I know that same bag at the store would be like 15, 20 bucks or more, because it wasn't the big tubs, which are like over $20 now. No, it was the bag. Usually those are a little bit cheaper, but the brand too, I could see where it would cost more. Remember GNC back in the day? Now they're like the generic supplements that you find elsewhere. I don't know, it's like they kept the products and now they're selling them at other stores like Dollar General or Family Dollar or something. And they're not the outrageous prices that they used to have. So while I was at Pineview, I was able to get some fairly cheap chicken for meals throughout the day, stuff that I could cook in the air fryer. And then I also found, well, they had pre-workout, container of pre-workout drink, the powdered stuff you mix. Usually lasts quite a while. Just take it like an hour before you go to work out. And then that was, I believe that was like $5, $4 or $5. And then I also found a big container of cellulose peptides, which I was familiar with. I had never actually bought it in the past. Didn't really think I needed it back in the day. Plus, the more supplements you add, the more expensive things get. But this container of cellulose peptides was $5. And it had something like 18 or 20 servings in it. One scoop. So I've been adding that to my protein shakes after my workouts. And the benefits of it, it's supposed to help with skin, hair, bone density, muscle mass. Studies have shown that it helps increase muscle mass after a workout. Well, that's kind of what I'm looking for, so picked up that. There's been, other than that, I did 2 different P90X workouts. But since then, I've just been going through my old weight training routine with the dumbbells and the chin-up bar. So, if you're wondering about reps, the chin-up bar was rough. And even though I was a little lighter than I thought I was going to be, but I know that my muscle mass isn't as much as I thought it was going to be. I started doing the chin-ups, and there's the different grips, right? The one that I always had the easiest time with, it was almost like doing a back row where your hands are gripping like this, and you're able to get more of like your inner back and your biceps into it. And I was able to do 3 reps of that, 3 sets of 3 reps, and I was feeling it. I was feeling it after the first set. I was like, man, those muscles haven't been used in a while. And then overhand pull-ups, underhand pull-ups. The one I completely failed at, and I knew I would, was the wide grip pull-ups, where you're primarily using your lats, the side of your back that give dudes that V shape. Totally failed at that one. Now I do have some equipment upstairs where I've got the lat pull down bar, and I can build myself up to that, to the point where I can do the lat pull ups, and that's primarily what I'm going to have to do. So I'm on my way, and I don't know if there's anything else to really add to this update, but last night it was a late New Year's Eve party where the people we were hanging out with, I don't know, they set the Christmas tree on fire outside, and you were supposed to write your intentions for the next year and like throw it into the fire. Guessing this might be some like Viking Nordic stuff. And there was some smoking of green herbs, and there's people that were already shit-faced when we got there. I don't know how long they were there already. We got there like just after 7. And we had a babysitter, so we had to leave by 10. And which meant 3 hours. Well, my wife, she pretty much enjoyed herself and was able to hang out and do what she wanted, and I was like, I don't really feel like drinking at all. Like, we even stopped at the gas station beforehand, and she was like, did you want to get anything for the party? And I'm like, no, I think I'm good. And it was kind of nice just sleeping in today. No hangover. Get anything done around the house. And I'm not a fan of the green herb at all. It's not my thing. And it's just, I've known too many people who got into it. Some of them are dead now. And I know, that's not everybody, dude. Like, why are you judging everybody on, like, what a few idiots did? Well, because those few idiots were following what everybody else was doing. There wasn't anybody to tell them, perhaps this isn't good for you. Plus, I think it has a lot to do with all these people that have these anxiety issues, focus issues, trigger issues. When you can walk away from a situation that you need to take care of, smoke a little something, it all goes away for a bit, and then afterwards you think you can just keep ignoring it, that's a problem. That is not how you learn to get through life. So I know people who are able to function normally on the stuff, right? I've known people that wake up, do that. They'll go on a toke break. They use it before they go to bed. People that use it all day. And some of them are like some of the smarter people I know. Aside from that, you know, it kind of makes you wonder like what your potential could have been if you didn't imbibe in this stuff. But then there's the other people. There's one guy I know from high school. Dude still has the same haircut, wears the same clothes, is still working high school jobs, has a kid that he doesn't ever see. And you know, he got into that stuff like really early. There were people I also went to high school with. There's one guy, Barry, super bright. He had the school record. There was this test that they would do multiplication test. You had to know the answer to every multiplication problem from 1 to 12. So 1 times 1, 12 times 12, everything in between, right? And this guy finished a 100 question test for the multiplication table. I believe it was under a minute. This was like 3rd or 4th grade. And even the teacher was like, I've never seen anything like this before. And I think the first record was like somewhere between like 2 or 3 minutes, because it's 100 questions, right? Like, how fast can you jot that stuff down after looking at what the question is? It's an entire sheet covered in math problems. Jump ahead a few years, and Barry's like really into the green stuff. He's not doing good. He's like really mouthy with the teachers to the point where he's not doing good in classes. The guy has a photographic memory. He has this gift, and he just decided to squander it. Like, he just didn't give a crap. And that's what I was saying before about athletes that have natural abilities, about how they just get lazy. Like, they don't feel like they have to train. They don't have to do the things that the rest of the guys in the team are doing because they're so awesome. But that's kind of how Barry was. I don't know whatever happened to him, but high school was just, it was weird seeing that transformation. And a lot of it had to do with green herb and the other things that kids were playing around with at the parties I was never invited to. Thank God. Not that I could go anyways. So, yeah, I did no drinking last night. Hung out with a bunch of drunk people. Drove the wife home. Went to bed. The one thing I did notice, I must have like a really bad allergy to dogs. Because there were 4 dogs in that house. Plus, I was asked to carry the pine tree out. And the pine tree, they didn't get one of the like Fraser firs or one of the trees that doesn't poke the shit out of you. No, this thing, it's like stabbing the crap out of my hand as I'm trying to grab the trunk. And then afterwards, like, my hand's breaking out in hives. I'm like, oh, this is fun. And then one of the guys at the party was like, hey, my dogs want a buddy. Like, why don't you go sit with them? They'd be so happy if you just sat with them. And I'm my thought the whole time was like, they're not my dogs. like why would I go sit with your dogs? And then all of a sudden the dogs come to me and they start sitting around the chair that I'm at. My eyes, they just start burning and swelling shut. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So yeah, I don't know if I've got an allergy to like dog dander or what the hell the deal was, but it was not good. At that point, it was like, oh, we gotta leave in 15 minutes, cool. But then I was driving home and it's like, I'm trying to see. Eyes are burning, like prying my eyelids open. So I haven't weighed myself yet. I almost think it's a little too early. If I did lose any weight, it's because of diet. Diet, no alcohol, which is really just a glass of wine a day at most on a normal week. But still, that's what, like a couple hundred calories of sugar your body doesn't know what to do with. And if my calories have actually gone up, it's because of the protein that I've been taking in. Low carbs. So, I don't know. I'll still get on the scale either tomorrow or later today. See where I'm at. I'm guessing I'm probably still around the same. I have noticed after doing abdominal sets, crunches, sit-ups. I have issues with sit-ups. It's a lot of pressure on the back, so I do a lot of crunches, side crunches, leg lifts, and you know, between that and the smoothies, like I have noticed that my midsection has slimmed down even more than it did after I stopped drinking coffee. So, more wins. So my goal this week, well, I'm gonna hit the arm days hard, because I have noticed after doing like triceps, I've been feeling, right? Like triceps, between the push-ups and the dumbbell tricep extensions, like I've been feeling the burn on that. Definitely been working those hard. Biceps, man. It's like, granted, I started out kind of light. Like I wanted to make sure I didn't overdo it. So I started out with 25s for alternating curls. And then I think the last couple sets were at like 30. Now, I know they're not to where they used to be, so I'm not going to push it. On average, I used to do 35 to 40 curls on dumbbells. And I'm just going to slowly work my way back up to that. But haven't been really feeling the work. So I might just have to stick with 30 and work my way up from there. Because that's how you get the gains. I can tell I'm not working them hard enough. Plus, if I'm going to be doing pull-ups and chin-ups, I'm going to need those bad boys. So, that's where I'm at with the new year and the new me. And what, this is the first week after starting. And yeah, I think I'm going to start doing these updates on my progress. Oh, mother. Along with the channel updates. So, you know whether or not I'm still doing this stuff or not. Anyways, that's about it for me. Keep on typing.